Hello, everyone.
Hey everybody, it's Grania and Antoinette back
Yeah,
again for the fifth episode.
of the weekly dose.
Whoop whoop. So I'm Antoinette McQueeney from Antoinette McQueeney Homeopathy, and you are
Grania Flanagan from I Am Healing.
beautiful. So we've something a little different to talk about today, and that is a proving. Do you want to start, Grania?
Okay, so I think anybody who's new to us may not be aware, but Antoinette and myself, in the years that we are friends and colleagues, have created a number of remedies together. And we've come up with the idea of a new remedy. So, will I continue?
Can I just say we're actually making remedies together since 2019, 6 years, which I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
6 years of working with you.
And look how grey she is.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it is.
Go on
Yeah,
then.
we had done our very first remedy before I'd even graduated from college. The two of us
Yeah.
met. So will we talk a little bit about the remedies first that
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
created, the three that are going to be the journey. So the very first remedy we created was the amazing Tara. Wasn't that the first one? Or was it Brigid? Oh, I got confused.
No, I'll tell you, Tara was in April 2019 and it came on the back of the referendum in Ireland when everybody was fighting or not even fighting, they weren't even talking. It split the whole country, but I suppose particularly the women. So
Yes.
that's we got the idea of doing that remedy, with the hope that it would help reunite some, but reunite the women of Ireland. And of course, if you look at an aerial view of Tara, it's the infinity symbol, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
and we thought this would be perfect.
Well, that wasn't quite what Tara brought to the table, but it was also really interesting. The remedy Tara is actually a lot of that kind of power games and destruction, particularly that women do to each other when it goes to that extreme. It's and also using their sex as part of the game. So that really came up in the proving. It's almost like it's the worst of the female traits.
Yeah,
That oh, look at the state of her. That energy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Which was very different to what we thought it was going to be, because we thought it was going to be a really gentle feminine energy. And then remember, we found out afterwards that Tara, because it came from the hill of Tara, it's the essence of Tara. Tara is the masculine center of Ireland, and Ishnuk, which is quite close by, is the feminine center of Ireland. But we didn't know that at the time, so it was quite a shock that all this stuff came up in the proving,
yeah, and
all
we
this
had that
cattiness and bitchiness and
yeah.
debauchery and
Yeah, and we had that vision as well. Do you remember when we were creating it together, where we
yeah,
saw that actually the women did have a kind of I suppose, a seat at the throne, and they were head of the throne in Tara, and the men wanted to take that down. But what they did was they used other women to tear each other down, which
yeah.
is quite familiar actually. So it was very cleverly done that actually it wasn't men that ultimately caused our downfall; it was women, and that was
Which
what.
is what that came into play completely during Appeal the Eighth. It was
Yes,
women against women, and the politicians in the background going, "Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It was so synchronistic actually how it mirrored, but
yeah."
we didn't expect that. Anything else that you remember from Tara?
There was a lot of kind of, I suppose Tara was about destruction, wasn't it? It was break things getting to a head, things being so bad that they had to break down, and we were experiencing some of that in physical things as well. So
Yeah,
things were popping up that would be similar to autoimmune conditions.
yeah,
And when we say things are popping up, Grania, I suppose we really should explain what the proving is. If anybody doesn't know what it is,
yeah.
okay, so me.
Do that.
So it's when we make a remedy of something, and then we test. What we've always done is we test it ourselves first. We would test it for maybe a month. We take the remedy, we make the remedy, we take it, we usually go nice high doses, get straight in there. And
Yeah,
then we would keep really meticulous notes every single day, a couple of times a day, of all the different things that we experience. And you could experience things through bodily aches, pains, sensations. It could be dreams. It could be things that are going on in your life, because you do experience things differently. You look at things through a different lens when you're taking a particular remedy
yeah,
for a proving. So we kept note of everything, and we kept seeing patterns. You were experiencing maybe something mentally, emotionally. I was experiencing it in a
yeah,
physical way. You know,
yeah,
maybe feeling, well, what was the one word that the breakdown? There was breakdown. There was breakdown in communication. There was breakdown in the body, or so it felt for a short period of time.
yeah,
Um, and when we gather all of these common things, we know that these are the things that we can use that remedy to treat in other people.
exactly,
Did I explain that
exactly.
okay?
Yeah, no,
It's
you
a
explained
lot.
that brilliantly. It is, and improving is not something you dive into mindlessly. It is
Yeah.
something that, but the symptoms don't last. It is a brief thing.
No.
We're very mindful as space holders to close that circle and to end that energy for anybody in circle with us. So, just to say that as well, there's a way that we manage our provings, that is, very respectful of not
Absolutely.
only the remedy we're working with, but also the people working with us and trusting us on that journey.
Yeah.
And
So when we have taken the remedy ourselves, we then invite a group of people to join us, and they take the remedy. We don't take the remedy at that stage. We completely mind them, look after them, put them into a group, and just make sure everybody is feeling heard and seen and safe. And then we tend to keep all the notes then.
yeah,
Isn't that
yeah,
it?
yeah, that's it exactly. So after Tara, you can imagine the shock. We were here thinking we'd find a lovely, peaceful energy. But the one theme that has run through actually a lot of the provings you and I have done together is we always have known that our sacred land holds the answers.
Yeah.
And that led us to the next remedy, which, over to you, Anto.
Which was Brigid. And again, that came, there was so many coincidences, and this kept being thrown into our faces, really.
Yeah,
We had been saying, oh, we must do something with the essence of Brigid, because Brigid is our healing saint. She's our everybody in Ireland knows Brigid, and we have Brigid wells everywhere where there's sacred water, and they're kept beautifully, and people go and they get the water and they keep it for their sick and whatever. And we have loads of stories and all of this. And then we were up in, after a year probably, saying, oh, we must do something about British. We must do something. Then we were up in Fahard. We were brought to the well in Fahard, the Brigid's well in Fahard. Somebody else had a Brigid's blanket. There was a Brigid's mural. Like, really, unless we had been stabbed in the eyeball with a Brigid's cross, the message couldn't have come any clearer. And that was all in one weekend. And it
yeah,
was after that we decided we had to, yeah. We heard,
we
and we
heard.
went and we made our remedy of Bridget.
Yeah, and just to say, we did actually, the where we went to make that remedy was the well in Kildare,
Yeah,
where, again, the crossover into Catholicism. Her cathedral is in Kildare and the fire is in Kildare. So the well is very near there. And it's actually the most beautiful little space, isn't it? It's
yeah,
it's it's
yeah,
really, really well done. So we went there, and made the remedy there. And again, the timing has been key with all of this, because once we started working with Bridget, we then headed into 2020, and the world turned on its head, and Bridget became exactly what she's been for decades or centuries, but she became the guiding light to us and to many of our clients and followers, didn't she?
yeah. And we know from doing transmissions, we would often do distance healing together, don't we? For anybody who wants to get involved in that, that's just free. We do that.
Yeah.
Um, and lots of people have felt that emotional blanket, that spiritual blanket of Bridget's that she's known for. They felt it being wrapped around them, keeping them safe, nurturing them. but also strengthening them until they're able to stand on their own again.
Yeah.
And Brigid doesn't mollycoddle anybody. She lets you take refuge for a while, and then you're back to do what you need to do. But she lifts you.
Yeah.
She hits the reset button. She rebalances.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous remedy.
Gorgeous remedy, and it's also a really empowering for women, as you can imagine, for the divine feminine that Bridget is, so she
Yeah,
she really gives you a sense of power. But also, if that's not something you're familiar or comfortable with, there is a real question of who am I comes up with that
yeah,
remedy. Who am I? What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? So Bridget is really, she's really helpful with that. And I just always visualize her with her guiding light, and her cloak ready to help you through that. But, very much at the same time pushing you through that. Um,
yeah, and pushing you through different phases of your life. When you have become maybe a mother for the first time. Who am I now? It's about
yeah,
identity, reclaiming your identity, calling you to remember who you actually are. Or, my children have left home. Who am I now? Or I've finished work. I've retired. Who am I now?
yeah.
So there's that calling to remember you, yourself, your inner strength, and to do what you need to do.
We also saw in those transmissions, those free transmissions we did, and we've continued to do it, to be fair, people would tell us they experienced a lot of peace with Bridget and
Yeah,
that they had great sleep. And a lot of clients would get the remedy we supplied in a really high potency, and they create like a sacred bowl in their environment. And I have one lovely lady who gets the remedy every year and just kind of continually does that in her house, like, and just feels a great sense of peace by just feeling that she's calling the energy of Bridget to her home. And that's the
yeah,
power of remedies, that it's not just about taking it, into your being. You can have it within your environment as well.
yeah.
Um,
A few
yeah.
people have told us as well that there's more harmony in the home when they have Bridget doing a
Yes.
thing, and it's just about putting the remedy into a little bowl and leaving it in the heart of your home, maybe in the hall or the kitchen, wherever everybody spends most amount of time, and it just brings that inner that calmness to everybody.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
physically, that was
oh yeah,
sorry. Physically, we found it was helping with lung issues.
yes, lung
Am I
issues
thinking of
and
yes?
yeah, and sleep was a big one as well. It just
And
seemed to calm people to sleep.
yes, it did. And of course, the lung issues was coming up with COVID and all the
Yes.
breathing issues and the fear of developing breathing issues. So it helped with all of that, and that was lovely, Bridget.
Yeah. Again, divine timing on that one.
Yeah,
And then we came to a really special proving, which was Sheela and a gig. And we did that last year only.
yeah, that was done in March.
Yeah.
It was done this year, actually.
Was it this? No, it was
I think
last year.
was it
Oh,
last year? I've written down March
oh,
25.
so time gets a bit worried, weird. No, I think it was last year.
Yeah, we needs to be added into the proving then.
Yeah, time gets weird. Sheila and the gig was one, we were after having done Tara and then had the loveliness of Bridget, we were like, what is Sheila and the gig going to do? And for those of you who are not familiar with what Sheila and the gig is, I'm going to suggest you Google the images of Sheila and the gig. There's carvings that have been found in many old church type buildings and new or existing buildings where Sheila and the gig was a stone with this carving in it, but it's been destroyed over a lot of the Celtic areas because it's not just on our island. They've been
Yeah,
found across the water, but yeah, the image can be quite shocking to some people when they first see it. And to describe it, it's kind of like there's a woman with her legs splayed and she's grabbing her privates and opening them basically. And some images will show roots coming out, and some just it's just an opening basically.
yeah.
I think that's a
So we knew that there's not really a whole lot known about the Sheila and the gigs. There's a lot of speculation, but we suspected it was about female suppression, and possibly that's why they were depicted in churches. That maybe when the Catholic Church came in, people were hiding these
Images.
Sheela na gigs up high, so they were still there. They were very much a reminder of female power, which was taken away. So we kind of guessed there was going to be a lot about sexuality and maybe reclaiming sexuality. But of course, sexuality always goes deeper, doesn't it? It goes into the womb and what feels sacred and safe in the womb as well. So we
Yeah.
had a lot of womb stuff, and I suppose in particular a connection to our womb, a connection to our mothers and our ancestors via our wombs, and also a connection to the women who are going to come after us.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it was really that whole pelvis area and the hip area, and moving out into while there was the energetic level of the womb, there was also the physical energy of the womb. We had womb issues, but we also had that hip issues. Um, there was
tightness
issues.
and restriction
Exactly, yeah,
in the
that real
pelvis. Yeah,
tightness in the pelvic area,
yeah,
and people feeling that in that area, and releasing and healing trauma that was held in the womb, and even if it was that generational, it wasn't just your own trauma; it was going back, back, back,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that beginning like a big reset almost with Sheila. Um,
yeah. Yeah, a huge release of trauma, historical trauma, which I think is very much needed in these lands.
yeah,
Um, and
she
there
was
was a lot
also,
about body confidence. Women
yeah,
felt really good. Those people saying, "I'm at my heaviest, and I have never felt better."
yeah,
People could see an improvement in their skin and their, yeah, just body confidence was greatly improved
yeah.
with it.
She was a real catalyst for change. That was,
Yeah,
you almost felt like it was almost a bit like a new birthing, like it was a new beginning, and just yeah, just that ability to change. There was also a bit around family arguments and family, disharmony, finding a little
yeah,
bit more of a balance with that remedy. And the other one that we didn't expect but made sense was vision. We
yeah.
saw a lot of vision stuff. Some people were experiencing like they were seeing things through a haze, and then other people just shifting around their vision. So that was really fascinating with that remedy as well.
Yeah, so probably a remedy for cataracts and
Yes.
things with vision, but also seeing things that hadn't been seen before. That trauma that was there, that had been lying there and hadn't been expressed. So that was definitely coming into focus.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the three of them. We have created one other remedy as well, though, but it's not been
No,
included.
two
Yeah,
others.
yeah, two others. Yeah, the winter and summer
That's
solstices
it. Yeah.
of 2021.
Yeah.
2020 was the summer
2020.
one. Yeah,
2020.
and they had a lot about blood clots. And if you remember,
Yeah.
that was an issue back then as well. It's
Yeah.
funny how everything that's going on externally gets reflected in these remedies. These old remedies or remedies, just, I mean, you can't get something more timely than summer solstice 2020.
Yeah. No,
And
it
it
was,
just proves everything that we need to heal us is actually right in front of us. We just
yeah.
look at it.
Yeah. Which is amazing. Which is
Yeah.
amazing. So, why are we telling you about those three remedies when we're about to do a new proving? So,
Grania has an idea. Grania sent me a message. He sent me a message, one of those wheezy, breathless messages. I've got an idea. Oh my God, it's amazing.
that's quite
So
a bit of
you take it from
context
there.
around that. I was out walking at the time. And yes, I was walking very fast before anybody starts judging me.
No, it's like your words don't come out faster. Your brain is going faster than your mouth. So it's like, what? Grania, what do you say? What? Use your words.
It's that energy. Yeah, so I was out walking only a week ago actually, and I was thinking about the energy that's around us again now, and we're just in very strange times again in the world. And I thought, okay, what do we need to look at next? And I just one of my numbers is 3. It's a big number for me in human design. It's also in my astrology chart. It's a big number for me. 3 and 5 are my two numbers. And I just immediately went, oh my God, we need to create a triad. And the triad is our Celtic Goddess Triad, because it was like it suddenly dawned on me, oh my God, we have 3 goddesses. And for anybody who wants to get picky, they are goddesses. Not even going to entertain anything else. So why, I suppose, to explain why triad came into my head, I work a lot with Colin Griffith's remedies. He has 3 books, which here's one I happen to have. So he's 3 materia medicas. And Colin himself in he does a lot of meditative provings, and he does the remedies individually, but then he also writes in the materia medicas about how certain remedies work amazingly together, and he'll give a description of the 3 remedies that will work together. And some of them are very much that emotional, mental sphere, and going back generational trauma, deep work. And others are actually like drainage remedies, physical remedies. So it was, I suppose, because I would use them quite a lot. I would use combination remedies like that. And I thought, I wonder what our 3 women together would do. And
Oh,
the
I've goosebumps.
power of 3 is, such a sacred number. It's used in all kinds of different ways. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit will be the one that anybody who's been raised in the Catholic sense, that would be the power of 3 that we would have known but not known. So 3, bringing 3 together, I'm getting goosebumps there. So
Oh
it was
my.
like, what would those 3 together do? And I guess the reason we didn't want to do this as a blind trial, we thought it would be like, let's name this for, and see. So you now have an idea of what you'd be taking with us, or receiving. So that was where we started. Do you want to take up where we went then?
I don't, okay, but I'm really excited about this. And I was getting goosebumps again when you were saying it just there. So I think, energetically, it's absolutely bang on. It's the perfect time for doing it. And can you imagine these 3 goddesses? And there are goddesses, and we're calling them goddesses, okay? Imagine the 3 of them coming in together to work together. They're not only
Oh,
going to hit the things that we've mentioned, and there's so much more. There's so much more to these individual provings, but they're going to hit between levels. They're going to hit levels that we haven't even imagined yet. Um,
this and this is because what I want to say is there's an individual energy that each remedy will have, that we have an awareness of. We have the notes, and we've only given you tasters. But when you marry remedies like that together, there is then a collective energy. And this is the bit we don't know about. And this is why we want to do the proving, because there's a collective energy the 3 of them are going to bring to us all. I'm actually buzzing here. I can't tell you, even just thinking about it. It's so exciting. So, what's going to happen is we're announcing this on new moon energy, which is, we planned that. So we want to deliver this remedy for anybody who's willing to join us in the proving on the full moon energy in 2 weeks' time, which happens to be taking place Friday night into Saturday morning. So we'll be doing it the Friday night. Yeah, bless you.
thank you.
So that is the thing. We are looking for people who are interested in joining us. You can be anywhere in the world, which is great. This is free of charge, because we're going to get you to feed back information to us. So you must be willing to engage in a WhatsApp group, to send back a completed form a week later answering, your experiences. So if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to engage in a WhatsApp group, then please don't sign up with us.
Yes, it's not for you.
Yeah,
We
and
need
that's
to know.
okay.
It's really about advancing homeopathic medicine. And if we don't know what's going on, it's no use to us and it's not going to help anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's why we need the feedback.
Yeah.
It's not about serving individuals, not at the moment. At the moment, it's about getting as much information and material together as possible.
Yeah. And so that's the exchange, isn't it? Like that's why we're giving you this and you're giving us that. So
Yeah,
therefore it's all complete. It's also really important that you're not working with a homeopath at the minute.
yeah,
My own clients, I think I've mentioned to one or two, watch this space. Your prescription may already be open to accommodating this. So if you're a client of mine or of Antoinette's, please reach out to us individually. But if you're working with another homeopath, sorry, this is not for you.
yeah. We just don't want to interfere with somebody else's
Oh
prescription.
gosh, no.
It would be highly unethical and very unfair.
Yeah, absolutely. Utter respect for all other homeopaths
Yeah,
and the work they're
yeah.
doing with their clients. So, yeah. What else, Anton?
So, if you're interested, and this is, I know we've mentioned some physical things that sound really scary, but it's honestly not. It's honestly not scary. Some of these things are experienced as a twinge when you wake up in the morning, or maybe during a dream, even. And you are held and minded for a full week in the private group. So, if you're interested, please get in touch with us as soon as possible. We want to be signing people up next week and we're going to keep it a small intimate group so we can really mind everybody. So yeah, all you have to do is reach out to us, send us an email. We'll put all our details up everywhere. Send us an email, send us a message, and we can take it from there. But it's open, it really is open to everybody who isn't on a prescription with another homeopath at the moment. And if you're a current client of mine and are interested, just get in touch. I'll see where you are in your prescription. It will be suitable for some, but not for everybody. Um, it really doesn't matter about age, your current state of health. We do just want women. And yeah, I think that's it. All you have to do is get in touch with us and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, yeah. So that's our exciting news.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Celtic Goddess Triad. Um, yeah, yeah. So we want to
Every
get
time I
working on it
hear
straight
that, I
away.
kind of go, I get so excited. Celtic Goddess Triad. Yeah, this is huge, folks.
Yeah.
And we are just to also highlight because we have been a bit slow in publishing all the individual provings. We are imminently going to do that now as well. So watch this space. And
Mhm.
I think that this is the longest weekly dose we've done. So I think this is a good place to leave it, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Good stuff. Get in touch. Let
Get
us
in
know if you
touch.
want to take part in Celtic Goddess Triad proving, and we'll take it from there.
Brilliant. See you next week.
Bye.